Now a revelation for Graham.
Time to call this? I've been waiting for you for over an hour.
I know. I'm sorry, Jack. There was a big hold-up just outside Leeds.
What are you doing in Leeds at this time of the morning?
It's been out clubbing with Tricia. It's a bit mad.
Look, I'm not really interested in your nightlife. Can you just sort my sheep out?
Actually, I can't right now.
Why not?
Because I've left all my stuff back at the surgery.
Oh, for heaven's sake, can't you give me some idea what's wrong with her?
Look, I'll just nip back. I'll get my gear and...
Why didn't you do that in the first place?
I'm sorry. I know, I was just worried about being late. I'm really sorry.
Now, will you stop apologising and go and get your equipment? I can't stand around here all day waiting for you to get over your hangover.
Oh, no, Jack, I'm not hungover. Just a bit short of sleep.
I'm sorry I can't stay in court today. We're just run off our feet at the practice. It wouldn't be fair on Paddy.
Don't worry about it.
Well, look on the bright side. Could all be over by the end of today.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Oh, come on, Kim. You know as well as I do, the jury aren't going to find you guilty. Chris practically demolished the case against you single-handed after his little outburst yesterday.
I hope you're right.
I know I am.
Paddy, where on earth have you been? That phone's not stopped ringing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well, I've just had a right earful from Jack Sugden. I thought he was going to have a heart attack.
I know, I've just seen him.
Well, you can't have, you don't have any of your stuff with you.
Yeah, I know that, Lynn, and that's why I've come back to fetch it, and I'm going to go back to Jack's in a minute, and it's all under control.
Well, this ain't going to do the reputation of the practice much good, is it?
Lynn! Where's Zoe?
Running Kim into court.
Right. Do you mind not saying anything about this? Please.
All right.
Mrs. Marchant, do you recall the evidence given by Miss Dixon earlier in the trial? She said that she obtained Orsino from your husband at midday on September the 15th.
Yes.
What were you doing at that time?
Exercising the horses.
So why didn't you notice that Orsino was missing?
I think Steve's already said he switched the horses. He put a white daub on Toby's forehead to make him look like Orsino.
But surely you still would have noticed that a horse was missing.
I don't exercise them all at once. So if he timed the switch right, then no.
And in the evening? You checked all the horses yourself, didn't you?
I did.
So why didn't you notice that Toby had been moved? If Orsino had been stolen at lunchtime, there would have been one empty stall, whatever swapping about had been done.
Toby's one of the stable horses, and not nearly as valuable or as important as the stud horses. So checking them at night isn't an exact science. You look down a line of stalls, can't necessarily see every one.
Really? That's a bit slapdash, isn't it?
I didn't look closer because I had no reason to think that anything was wrong.
Or because you knew Toby wasn't there?
No. Do you think a minute goes by when I don't wish I hadn't looked down that line of stalls and seen that Toby had gone? If I had done that, then Steve's whole plan would have been blown apart and Kathy would never...
Are you all right, Mrs. Marchant?
Yes. Yes, I'm fine. I did not steal Orsino. But that doesn't mean I don't feel responsible for what happened to Kathy Glover.
I'm sure we're all deeply touched by that heartwarming display of social conscience, Mrs. Marchant.
Your Honour, really, the prosecution is attempting to ridicule my client.
Please confine yourself to your cross-examination, Miss Sharp.
Your Honour. So, as far as you were concerned, Orsino was safely in his stall. Except that it wasn't Orsino, it was Toby.
That's right.
I would like you to take a look at these photographs, Mrs. Marchant. Exhibits D and E, Your Honour. Can you identify the horses in these pictures, Mrs. Marchant?
Yes, this is Orsino and this is Toby.
Oh, so no problem telling them apart.
No, of course not. For a start, I know both these photographs. They're from our brochure. If I look at them closely like this, well, the difference is obvious. But on a busy day, going about my routine, well, it's a different matter.
Really? Are you seriously asking us to believe that you couldn't tell a £300,000 thoroughbred from a nag?
Toby's not a nag. He's a hunter, part thoroughbred. Both horses are over 15 hands, and they're both brown. He was disguised. He was in the right stable at the right time. I wasn't looking for an imposter. My mind was on other things.
How long have you been working with horses, Mrs. Marchant?
We've had stables at Home Farm for about 10 years.
Oh, but you were working with horses before that.
Since I was a girl.
So, 20 years, more?
Yes.
And you can't tell two horses apart. That's not a very good advertisement for your equestrian expertise.
Look, we don't even know if the horses were swapped. We've only got Dixon's word for it, and she's a self-confessed crook.
Please answer the question, Mrs. Marchant.
If the horses were swapped, I didn't spot it. I don't know why. I wish I did. There's nothing else to say.
All right. Let's talk about what happened that night. Look at this, please. Exhibit F, Your Honor. Can you identify that document?
It's my phone bill.
Your mobile phone.
Yes.
Look at the highlighted call halfway down the page. 9:50 p.m. on September the 15th, 1998. Do you recognize the number?
Steve's mobile.
Why did you call him?
I didn't.
No?
As far as I knew, he was in the bedroom making business calls. I was enjoying a quiet evening in with Zoe Tate.
When the Reverend Thomas came round to ask about the fun run?
That's right.
He had a question for Mr. Marchant.
Yes. I shouted it through the door. I didn't want to disturb Steve. I knew he'd be angry if I went in.
So who did call Mr. Marchant on your mobile?
Actually, I've thought about this.
Really?
Yes, you see, Steve's number is preset into the keypad. James was still up. He was playing downstairs. So he could quite easily have picked it up and pressed the button. It's happened before.
How old is James?
2.
Oh, he's a bright chap.
I like to think so.
So bright he was able to tell your husband all about the fun run.
I beg your pardon?
Well, by his own admission, Mr. Marchant wasn't in the bedroom when you called to him about the fun run. And yet, according to the Reverend Thomas, your husband was able to answer his query, unprompted, when he finally returned to the house. Now, how do you think he managed that?
I don't know.
Pardon?
I said I don't know. Perhaps he heard us talking when he came down the stairs. Or maybe the vicar did ask him the question again. I don't know how Ashley can be so sure he didn't.
Are you saying that the Reverend was lying?
No, but I can't remember, not definitely. It was a trivial conversation.
I have a different explanation. I suggest that when the Reverend came round, you panicked. You shouted the question through the door to play for time, fully aware that at that very moment your husband was miles away.
No.
Now, you had to pretend that he was there because this was your alibi. You'd sent him out to fake the horse theft at a time when Zoe Tate would be an alibi for both of you.
That's not true.
You realized your mistake, and on the pretext of taking out the rubbish, you quickly phoned Mr. Marchant to make sure that he knew what to say when he got back.
This is a fantasy.
Then how did he know, Mrs. Marchant? How did he know?
Really, Your Honor, the prosecution is browbeating my client. Mrs. Marchant has already answered the question.
Do you wish to add to your previous answer?
No, Your Honor.
You don't have a plausible alternative explanation? Because there isn't one. It was a brilliant plan.
I've told you, I don't know anything about it.
Except it all went wrong when your husband ran Kathy Glover down in cold blood. You couldn't trust him anymore, could you? He was a liability. You'd used him to do all your dirty work, and now he'd outgrown his usefulness. You set him up, didn't you, Mrs. Marchant?
No.
Or perhaps you just got too greedy. You wanted all the money for yourself.
No, that's not true. None of this is true.
Thank you, Mrs. Marchant. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Kathy, love, are you all right?
No.
Why don't you sit down, love? I'll get you a
Please,
nice...
Betty, don't.
What's going on?
Well, she's upset, and who could blame her, poor love, raking over all this stuff.
Kathy, do you want me to take you home?
No, please, everybody, stop telling me what to do.
All right, I'm just trying to help, that's all.
I've been an idiot.
What are you talking about?
I've made a terrible, terrible mistake.
Yeah, I think you should take her home.
No. No. I know exactly what I have to do.
Kathy, wait!
I'm sorry, Dad. I let you down. She's gonna get away with it. Again. The worst thing, the sickest thing is all lies she tells. It's like she's laughing at you. Why won't she let you rest? Why can't she just leave you alone? Dad, why can't she just leave you alone?
What's going on?
Did you find her?
I don't know where she's gone, Betty.
Well, she must be somewhere. Did you have a word with one of the ushers?
Shush, I think they're going to start again.
I have received a request from Mr. Marchant's defence counsel that he should be allowed to re-examine Mrs. Glover. I have noted the objections from Mr. Derbyshire, but in the interests of justice and a fair trial for all parties, I have decided that this new testimony must be heard. Please bring Mrs. Glover to the stand.
Mrs. Glover, you understand that you are still under oath?
Yes, I do.
Good. So please tell the court what it is you want to say.
Yesterday, when I said that I had seen Steve, Mr. Marchant, behind the wheel before he hit me, well, I don't know if that's true or not.
Surely either it is or it isn't.
A few hours after I came out the coma, it must have been the middle of the night, I was still pretty dazed. I had a visit from Kim Marchant.
On her own?
Yes. She was very upset. She told me that it was Steve who had run me over. She said that he told her he'd done it deliberately and that I'd seen him, called out his name.
But you don't actually remember this yourself?
When I think back, I can see Steve behind the wheel, driving straight at me. I can see him clearly, the expression on his face. But I know that before Kim's visit, that memory wasn't there.
She planted it?
Not necessarily. I don't know. It's all such a blur. I don't know what I remember. But I suppose, if I'm really honest, it could have been anyone driving that car.
Yes.
So, Mrs. Glover, when you gave your original testimony, you were lying.
No. When Kim told me what had happened, or her version of what had happened, I just assumed it was true. It was like it became my own memory. I was confused.
You were confused.
I don't mean it like that. Kim told me she was afraid of Steve, that he was violent. She said she was scared he might hurt her, so when I told the police that I'd seen him, I thought I was doing the right thing.
Really? Yesterday, when Mr. Keating was feeling a little less enthusiastic about your testimony, he went to great pains to remind the court that since the incident, you've been seeing a psychologist on a regular basis. And why exactly did you start this treatment?
It's nothing unusual. Anyone with an injury...
No mood swings, panic attacks, short-term memory loss, nothing like that.
Yes, but...
So either you are psychologically unfit to give evidence, or you're a perjurer. Which is it to be?
Objection, Your Honour. These are just personal insults.
Mr. Derbyshire.
No, it's all right. I admit it's not been easy recovering from this head injury. But I swear to you, I clearly remember Kim's visit.
Oh, yes?
Yes, but I'm not sure about the accident. The doctor told me things would come back slowly, bit by bit, so maybe Kim just helped things along, helped trigger a real memory. But maybe she planted it. Maybe she was just telling me what to say. The thing is, I don't trust her anymore. I think she used me.
Game over, Kim.
Right, Lynn. Got some calls and I'm off to court. You're right, Paddy. You look terrible.
Yeah, I'm fine. I think I might be coming down with flu or something.
Well, go to bed if you're ill. Lynn can reschedule your appointments.
No, it's nothing.
And how was Jack?
Pardon?
Jack Sugden this morning.
Right, yes. Jack was fine.
Mm.
The sheep, not so good.
I'll see you later.
You can't go on like this.
You what?
Letting things slide.
I thought Kelly Windsor was annoying.
No, I'm serious, Paddy. It's not fair asking me to cover up for your mistakes.
Look, no more lectures.
I was only saying.
Yeah, well, you're only a receptionist. And only a temporary one at that.
I must ask you to remember that Stephen Marchant has pleaded guilty to all charges relating to the theft of Orsino. It is only left for you to decide whether he did or did not attempt to murder Kathy Glover. As for Kim Marchant, you must ask yourselves whether or not you believe that she was a victim of her husband's machinations. Could he have planned and executed such a complex operation, living under the same roof, without her knowledge and complicity? If you believe that he could, then you must acquit Kim Marchant. If you don't, then you must convict.
Hi. I didn't expect you back so early.
Well, there was only the summing up left, and I've got a pile of work to catch up on.
Well, Kim may walk free, but I've worked out the final piece of the jigsaw.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to make sure she doesn't make a penny out of her nasty little crime. Even if she can sweet-talk a jury with her poor little wronged woman act.
Oh, I don't think it'll come to that.
Why?
Kathy testified again. She practically blew Kim's case out of the water. Kim knew about the theft. Apparently, she came to the hospital and told Kathy what to say about identifying Steve. I hope she's got something fun planned for tonight, because this could be her last night of freedom for a long time. Chris, what's so funny?
You'll see.
You will now retire to consider your verdict. However, due to the lateness of the hour, deliberations will not begin until tomorrow morning. So I'm afraid you'll have to spend the night in a hotel. Thank you.
All stand.
You finished, Kim? Even you can't snake your way out of this one.
Kim, I think we should have a serious chat before you go off.
Not now.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm late.
Leave me alone.
What's happened?
Make sure she doesn't do anything stupid.
Kim, wait.
If you will burn the candle at both ends, it'll do you no good at all.
Pipe, please, Mr. Turner.
Any news of the trial?
Jury's out.
Is Kathy coming over?
Nah, she went straight home after court, apparently. Pretty upset.
There'll be a verdict tomorrow.
Who knows? They'll be arguing it out all day, I should imagine, you know. Locked in a smoke-filled room, just like in 12 Angry Men.
Yes, wonderful film. Yeah, that was Henry Fonda.
Yeah, I've seen that. Jack Lemmon's in it as well.
I don't think so.
Yes, he is. Jack Lemmon's one of the jurors. That's right, isn't it, Rachel?
No, I think you're thinking of Jack Klugman.
Who?
He was in the TV series The Odd Couple, but Jack Lemmon was in the film version of The Odd Couple. That's why you're getting confused.
I didn't think you were an expert on TV trivia.
Shad your hair, Graham. No marks for teach. Get him a dunce's cap, we'll stick him in the corner.
Thank God. I've been looking everywhere for you. Laura's got her answer phone. I went round to Kathy's, but she's not answering the door. What happened in court today, Kim?
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, your barrister said something worrying. I guess there must have been some sort of setback.
So you're going to put me away?
No.
What's going to happen to James?
I'm sure it's not as bad as you think.
I didn't do it, Zoe.
I know. I know.
What am I going to do?
Do you want me to stay?
Thanks, but I think I'd like to be by myself.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. I'll see you tomorrow. Try and get some sleep.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Kim Marchant. I've been trying to get hold of you all evening. Yes, all right, just listen to me. What we talked about the other day. It's on.
I want a kiss, please, first.
I don't think so.
What's wrong?
Don't ever do that to me again, Rachel.
What are you talking about?
That stuff in the pub. You showed me up.
Oh, come on, you can't always be right.
Oh, yes, very funny. Everyone was laughing at me thanks to you.
They didn't mean anything by it.
I felt humiliated.
Come on, you can't be serious. Hey, Moody?
No.
Ah, so it is you, Kim. Not that I can think of anyone else in the village who might have buried £190,000 in my father's grave. So, you've either got off scot-free, or you're trying to make a run for it. Well, hard luck. All that trouble you went to. And now I've got the money. And you're never going to see it again. Oh, Kim. I really wish I was there right now. Just so I could see the look on your face.
There's a race against time for the bill tonight at 8, and next this evening Judy Finnegan presents the Consumer magazine in which we can work it out.